Man, I had a lunch and I did what I normally do, which is always ask for like the number. And I've been telling you, I've had some pretty decent success. It's been working out. One of the numbers that I got, this was last year, I messaged them because I couldn't get a hold of anybody specifically in the office to figure out what we were going to do for that lunch. And I messaged the doctor. She actually responded, let her know because she's vegetarian, like, hey, this is the option I'm bringing you. Just want to make sure that you're okay with that option. We corresponded back and forth for a little bit. Then come the lunch, man, did she chewed me out. She was like, if you ever text me again, I swear to God, I will block you. And I was like, damn, my bad. Like, I'm just trying to make sure that you're getting the meal that you're wanting compared to, me just randomly winging it because nobody in your office answered. But that doesn't happen too often. I was actually kind of thrown
Yeah.
off. It took me back to like you telling me all the times that you get people screaming at you inside of the OR for your products. So it's cool to hear that like the fun relationships that you can have with the
Well,
doctors that you work
yeah,
with.
man. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I always laugh with doctors like that. I'm like, okay, like, who hurt you? What egotistical part are you in? Because like that's always my thing. Like, if you're gonna be a jackass and just be rude to somebody, like I don't get it. For example, even the doctor, don't text me. Cool. Or I know this is hard. Don't text back. Right? You know what I mean? Like, but then they do it and then they come and they try to make you feel worse for you doing your job. I'm like, okay, F you. I don't need to bring you anything next time, right? Like I always just laugh at that kind of stuff because literally, like you're saying, that's my life, man. I walk in and people just treat me like shit all the time. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't have to be here. Like I've gotten to the point with like nurses and scrub techs, when they're being a dick, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave. What? Well, you guys are just good without me. I'll tell the doctor you guys don't want me and you guys can just figure it out. And if it goes horrible, that's on you guys because I tried to be here, but you guys don't want me here. Like I'm
Yeah.
just over getting treated like trash all the time. And sometimes you gotta stand your ground, right? But yeah, like even with this doctor, I wouldn't say all my doctors are like that. I would say majority of them aren't like that. But like this doctor just moved here, cool young dude, and loves fitness, and we really have hit it off. And he's like, you know, again, he's moved here. He doesn't have a crazy amount of friends, but we get along and we have a lot of same interests. And then he loves fitness and he loved the guy I worked for. And I'm, again, personal friends with Jay. And so it all works out. And then, like, even that, I'm like, hey, we can get a workout again. He wants to go work out with me some other time. And just, again, all it's doing is I made the post on LinkedIn, take them out of doctors. Like, these people are humans and they want friends
Yeah.
sometimes and they want to be treated like a human being and they want to go like grab a beer or go grab dinner or go just like go work out or like talk about something other than doctors and procedures and all that stuff, you know? And that's where for me, I try to be, you are first a rep in them, but then also, hey, I'm a human being, just like I've tried to make myself. I'm more than Jacob the rep, right? I'm Jacob. I like fitness. I have a dog. I like to go hiking. Like there's stuff about me that, I want other people to know because I try to humanize myself. And that's where I've had the most success with my accounts is when they do look at you like a human, no different than the doctors. And so that's my advice. And I said this, I was going to say it on LinkedIn is like, I know there's people who have problems that will have a problem with me posting that because they think it's supposed to be strictly business. And that's okay. Like, cool. That's your opinion. I'm,
I mean, that's just like the conversation that we had like last week. You're not necessarily leveraging that relationship to be anything more than what it
yep.
is, but that's what happens sometimes. Like within the field, you end up making these connections with certain doctors that you work with that do become friendships, and you don't have to leverage anything for that friendship. It's just a friendship that actually happens. Like with this doctor, she straight up, shut me down and was like, "Don't ever text me again." So my response to that was, "Hey, I apologize. Is there somebody that you would rather me text to make sure that you're getting the meal that you would rather want? And when you have a patient in mind for a referral, we're able to get that information back and forth to you." And straight up, right there, grabbed her MA from the
Yep.
office, pulled her in. We exchanged information, and now I have another contact. And what was awesome is that contact, I started building that relationship there at that point. And literally the very next day, she got me an appointment with one of the other doctors in another facility because this was in a different town. Now that she was back in her main town, like I guess the conversation that we had, it was nice enough, and I was just like you said, humanizing myself. Got to know who she was. She was like, "Hey, I let this other doctor here at this clinic know about your product. They want you to set up a lunch." And if you go online, so we use RX Advantage for these types of offices to schedule lunches, they're booked out 100%. So she literally opened up a day for me to come in on a day that they don't do lunches, just because of, I guess, that small relationship that I built that that at that
And
lunch.
I want to touch on that, man. That's such a perfect example of like me again, like when the doctors are just rude. Okay, it is what it is, and that's it happens, right? And there's people that it just happens. But what you did, and I've done it too, is you leverage the relationship because you get in with somebody who isn't the doctor, but is just they just are like, okay, they're more cool. And then again, I've done the same thing. I've gotten where the first thing I don't ask them like all these crazy like medical questions. I say, hey, how long have you worked here for? And if it's recently, oh, what were you doing before this? Oh, are you originally from this area? Oh, do you got family? I Nothing about the job. Literally just trying to find out who they are. And you just
Hmm.
try to make them feel like they're known. And that's why like I have a surgery scheduler who will text me about at 7:30 at night asking me if I can make a surgery in the next day or two because they feel like they we have that relationship. You know what I mean? And I always have my phone, but like that's what people like again, we hit on it every time. Relationships are everything. So no matter which way you can make a relationship, you got to do it. And all it did was for you, guess what? Now that you got that MA's contact information, she's already helping you, but now you're not going to ever make that doctor mad again because you're not going to text her. But now
Hmm.
you can be a resource to the MA who's probably going to appreciate you, and then also you get somebody who appreciates you right back, and you appreciate them, and you guys work as a team to get the best outcome for everybody.